Linda's in the waiting room.
Yay.
I hope it's live. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. Friday, April 28th. Welcome to the Good News live at 9 on Facebook and available later on our YouTube channel. Please be sure to comment in the chat. This is a presentation of the Allen Park Presbyterian Church. Good morning, everyone. I'm Suzanne Maxey. I'm an elder at APPC, and my co-host is
Carrie Van. Good morning to everyone on this beautiful but rainy day.
yes.
Hope you are all doing well.
What are you going to be doing out in the rain today?
I am going to do Christ at Lunches as pretty much right after we are done with this broadcast today. We do it, our little team does it every first and fourth Friday. And look, one of my favorite things to do all month. So definitely looking forward to doing that.
And
after the show.
Can other people join you and help out?
Yes, other
You
people
wanna
are
help
always,
out? How do they do that?
they can contact Amy Bowerman, me, or Nancy Atkinson. And we always love people to help in everything we do.
Would they come to help out in person, or would they make food, or both?
Probably both. Absolutely, probably both.
Well, what
Just-
else is happening today? In the rain?
Well, yes. It's raining again, and that means the farmers market is going on. You have to get through the April weather before we get to the May
Shower.
weather.
Yep, I'm gonna get May flowers.
Absolutely.
It's the last day of April, so hopefully. But
Right.
yeah, farmers market is today from 3 to 7. We have lots of good stuff. Deanna was there last week and said, "Oh wow, it's so cool." So,
Yes, they had a lot of visitors last week, over 300. So be sure you stop by there, support local. Couple shout outs. Hi, Patty Johnson, Barry and Margot, Ken Woods, Amy, Norma Bentley, Sandy Sauerbeck, Robin Allen, Joan Riggs, Pastor Tim, Don Jones, Paul Wulff. Oh, how funny Paul Wulff is watching for our special guest, who I'm sure he loves. And hi, Wade and her four-legged friends. Good to see you with us today, too. So what else do we have going on at the church? Sue, we started a new ministry of the deacons. We are collecting donations for the Paws Clinic and for other local shelters. I put a little bit more information in a bulletin this week for some other things that you can donate, like some odd things like black Sharpies.
oh,
Dishwashing soap, there's all kinds of things. Our main thing was the bath towels and blankets, no comforters, please, and dog and cat food. I did not put cats in my picture. I feel very exclusive, so I'm
yes.
gonna have to redo my graphic and add some cats in there too.
Well, they're hiding in the background there because that's what cats do. There's a lot of them go to somebody's house, you don't even know they have a cat. Well, unless you're allergic to cats, but because they usually hide, don't they? Cats are
Yes, they do. Except for my
antisocial. At
yes.
least the friends cats that I've known is like, okay, you got a cat? Huh, all right, that's news. Or they'll come out and they'll poke around the corner and they'll go, oh, no, somebody's here, and they take off again.
Exactly. Hi, Virginia Vandenberg. I'm glad you're joining us today too. Hopefully, I can only see the people that I know. Amy said, Sarah, I missed what was said about the Christ Net lunches. Anyone can come and observe what we do to get comfortable. Yes. If you're interested to see what we're doing, you're welcome to join us and come in there. Just cooking with them is so fun. We cook in their industrial kitchen. We serve, we eat with the guests. It's like the dinners that we used to do for Christ Net at our church. Really, really a great thing to do. So we have been having great success with that. So yes, just reach out if you're interested. We always want people to help. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Barb Stapleton. Good morning to you as well. I'm so excited about our guest today, Sue.
Yeah, I know. We got a couple more things to do and then we'll.
Yes, let's get through our announcements because our guest is one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Well, there's folks going up in the rain today. I believe Linda is one of them. The Camp Wakanda Focus Work Group camp is this weekend, and the folks will be hard at work spiffing things up and getting the momentum started for the summer's camping season. So the dates of the camps are on Facebook, and there's at least one new one this year that I know about, and that's the grandparents camp. So
yes,
got grandkids and you'd like to go to camp, and there's not particularly a camp for them, especially, then hey, there is now. So.
Absolutely. We have that printed in the bulletin as well. And of course, it's on our website.
Right. And speaking of kids.
Yes.
What's going on?
The preschool at our church is having an open enrollment with an open house on Monday from 6:30 to 7:30. I know it's hard to think about the next year, but if you don't want to be stuck on a waiting list, wondering what you're going to do with your 3 or 4-year-old, now is the time to come in, take a look around, fill out the application and leave a deposit. Then you don't have to do this at the end of summer.
Scrambling in August. Like,
Yes.
oh, what am I doing now? Yeah.
Right. And it's very hard to get in at that time. So come and take a look in the classrooms, see what the kids have been doing, talk to the teachers, find out any questions that you may have, and stop on up. Our preschool has been around for many, many years.
It is state licensed. It is.
It's a state licensed preschool program. It is not a daycare. It is a preschool in the state of Michigan.
That's right.
Yeah, so stop on up and see what we're all about. All right.
I think we've covered everything. Now we can go to our guest.
Yay. Hi, Judy Sutherland. Okay, as you know, because we've talked about it, our guest is Linda Wulff, one of my favorite people in the whole world. Let's get her in here so I can talk about her and right while she's with us.
Connecting. All right. That looks good so far.
Yes, we had technical difficulties last week, and that's always hard to deal with.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can. No, we cannot.
Not
where-
your name, but
There I am.
Hey.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to be here.
We
We're
are very
excited
excited.
too.
Yes, we are also excited. I was saying, but I thought I should bring you in, that you're one of my favorite people in the whole world. I've loved every single thing we've ever done together. You've helped me with so many mission projects, and
We've had some good times, Carrie, haven't we?
yes, we have. We have had some good times. I'm so excited that people requested to have you as a guest, and here we are.
That you agreed.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I was nervous, but I love the Memorial Committee, and I'm so happy I can talk about it. Here's my dog Zinger. Whenever I'm on a Zoom call, Zinger thinks she needs to be on my lap.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
fine. Let's see Zinger. We love animals. We were just
There's
look
Zinger.
at look at
Zinger.
that little baby.
She's my buddy, and she's
Yeah.
Paul's buddy too. Yeah.
I watch my grand dog a few days a week sometimes, and he's too big. I try to get him to go in the camera, but I can't pick him up.
You
He's
pick
80
him up.
pounds. Right.
Yeah.
People are all saying good morning, Linda. Hi, Linda. Pat Clemens. Hi, Zinger. Of course, he's going to go for the dog. So you are the chair of the Memorial Committee, which is a committee of the session. And I wonder how many people know what the Memorial Committee is all about. So that's what we're going to hopefully find out. Many answers today.
That's great, because when I before I was on the memorial committee, I didn't really understand what they did either. So I'm really happy I can have a chance to talk about it. I wanted to tell you who's on the committee. We have Christine Blahnik, Elaine Duran, Judy Hatch, Carol Johnson, Tom McEwen. He is the trustee representative on the committee, and Judy Olette. Some of the people who've been on the committee in the past who were huge influences were Bob Morton. He was on the memorial committee for a long, long time.
Yeah.
That was a big passion of his. Margaret Pagnucco, she's the one who got me onto this committee. And because she said she needed some help, and I said, oh, I'll help you, Margaret. And then she was struggling, and she said she didn't really want to be the chairman anymore. And I said, well, how about if I'll be your co-chair? Well, then she got where she couldn't do it. So here I am. Another person is Elwood Webb, Woody Webb. He was on the committee, and he's still, I guess, officially on the committee, but he's having some health issues and he, can't make it to church anymore.
You can always call him for advice, right?
Yes, absolutely, because he was on the committee for a long time. And
That's a beautiful way of transitioning the past into the future, to have so many people on your side.
yes.
So where do the funds for the memorial committee come from? Like, how do you start this? Like, explain how that happens.
Well, first of all, I want to clarify that when someone gives money to the church as part of their estate, that money is not handled by the memorial committee. That's handled by someone else, and I'm not sure who. I think it's the session. But like, if you go to a funeral at church and that says, in lieu of flowers, the family would like donations made to APPC, those funds are handled by the memorial committee. And then the family can specify where they would like the funds, what they would like the funds to be used for. We have different categories like Camp Wakanda, we have music, scholarships, youth, the deacons, or they can list a special project. A recent memorial gift was used to expand the library of Caroline music. Some memorial funds were used to remodel the bathroom in the Women's Fellowship Hall. No, I didn't say that right. The bathroom in the Fellowship Hall. And so they can specify what they want used for. And so those are the funds that we handle.
Linda, when a family can designate, isn't there a certain amount of funds that need to be received before you can designate?
Yes, if we get like $500 in memory of a person, then the family can designate. If it's not that much, or if the family doesn't have a specific project in mind, then it goes into an undesignated fund. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to talk about that. So then the committee can use the undesignated funds for whatever they feel is the best use of that money.
Now, if somebody gives you money, say for scholarships, you can't use it for Camp Wakanda then, right?
That's true. That's right.
It has to go for whatever they've designated, if they actually designate it.
Yes, and we feel that's a really important part of our job, to honor the wishes of people.
We have a question, Linda, from Patty Johnson. When money is given for a memorial, is the family notified of who donated so they can send a thank you card?
Yes, that's a good point. Elaine Duran sends out acknowledgement cards. So to people who have donated, and then they notify the family who has given.
Okay. So that was Elaine Dorn, Patty. That's a very good question as well. Pat Clement said, thank you, Linda, for all you do. Of course, of course. I would say that memorial funds have benefited the church. I mean, they're in so many ways over the years.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the projects that have been funded by the Memorial Committee recently in the last several years are what I mentioned before, the women's bathroom in the basement of the fellowship building. We have paid for supplies for the bell choir. We purchased new binders for membership records. Some memorial funds were used for the new Carillon system.
And the food pantry. There was
And the food pantry, yes, that was our latest one. Yes, we paid for the shelving for the food pantry and some other supplies. We purchased a riding lawnmower for the church, and we provided funds to get the light in the bell tower working again. And then, of course, the scholarships.
Right now, most people see our advertisement for college scholarships. We do that every year. And this is where the money comes from. Their scholarship money. I'm assuming that if anybody wants to give to scholarships, it doesn't have to be a memorial. They can still give towards college scholarships. Am I correct in that?
Yes, yeah, that's a good point. All donations are accepted. And
You're not gonna turn any
and we're
away, right?
grateful for them. Yeah. So talking about the scholarships, every year the Memorial Committee gives out scholarships, and you have started to publicize that. And they're going to be available starting Monday, May 8th, and are due by Monday, June 19th. They're open to anyone who has a connection with our church. A lot of kids who go to Camp Wakanda and have been involved with Camp Wakanda apply for scholarships. Most of the people who get scholarships are kids who are just graduating from high school and going to college, or they're already in college. Last year, we had one non-traditional student who applied for a scholarship. It was an adult who's working and going to school. So that was kind of nice because, anybody can get a scholarship. They have to fill out an application, and then they have to give us their transcript of their grades. People can get scholarships two different times, like 2 years in a row, or 1 year and then a couple years later. But they're eligible for 2 scholarships.
Norma Bentley said, my granddaughter Sophie was a recipient of a memorial scholarship last year, and she really appreciated it, and so did her parents.
Sophie, she has written the Memorial Committee a couple of notes thanking us for the scholarship and letting us know how she's doing. And it's so nice to hear from the people, how they're doing and what's going on.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, is there a certain amount for the scholarships, or does it vary?
Well, traditionally, we give $1,000 a year, but that depends on how much money we have in the scholarship fund. And so the amount can fluctuate.
$1,000, well, any amount helps. Trust me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, those people are so appreciative to get that money, and it just makes us feel so good.
Margaret Pagnucco was a big supporter of youth, and she was very instrumental in making sure that this program continued. And
yes, that was her big passion, because she was in education, and so that was really important to her. And I'm proud that we can continue her legacy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you need, there's been an email sent out. There's something on our website, but you can email me or Rita in the office. She can send you the form that you need to fill out, and they're very stringent. You have to have that back by June 19th by 2:00 in the afternoon, because they register. Yes, they register when they're coming in. So please, if you're interested, let's take care of that right away. 2 per lifetime.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. the Memorial Committee also honors the people who have had funds in the Memorial Fund. We have plates and plaques throughout both buildings, up at Camp Wakanda, and those are really interesting. And I would encourage people, if you're at church and you have a few extra minutes, go over and look at one of the memorial boards and look at the names and look at what the money was used for. You know, it's kind of like a walk down memory lane. You know, you can say, oh, I remember that person, or I knew that family, and oh, that particular item was purchased with memorial funds. How cool is that?
Right, and they're outside of, if you look at the office, some of the church offices, they have them right outside the church office doors, names of people that funds were
Right.
used.
Yeah. Oh, I need to tell you a story.
Okay,
This is not about the Memorial Fund.
okay,
So one of the first interviews I watched on Good News was with the owner of Wade the dog. And I just fell in love with Wade. So one day I was coming to church for a circle meeting. And as I was getting out of the car, this man was walking by the front of the church with this big black dog. And I said, is that Wade? And he said, yes, it is. I said, well, can I have my picture taken with Wade? So he took my picture, and that's my profile picture on Facebook. And that's the one you used to advertise my interview today.
yeah,
So Monday, I went to Wade's house and bought a Team Wade t-shirt. And I told him I was going to wear it today. So there I am with my Team Wade
Yay.
t-shirt.
Cool.
So I am a member of Team Wade.
awesome.
I just love that dog. Don't tell Zinger. I love that dog.
We won't tell Zinger.
But,
Yes.
and so I
I'm-
told him I was going to wear the t-shirt today. And so I needed to point that out.
That's so
Before I forget.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
I think they
Team
are
Wade,
such wonderful ambassadors for Allen Park.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and he always tells me, tell Carrie and Suzanne I said hello.
Yes,
Hi, Pat.
they're very supportive, and he has Miss O'Hara back, and it's just so fun to watch their adventures, and he promotes us and we promote him, and that's what I like about being in community with people in our area. So great.
Yeah. There was one other thing I wanted to mention about the Memorial Fund. Christine Blahnik worked very hard on a project to create a document that lists all the information that is on all our memorial boards in the
Wow.
church. Yeah, it lists where the plate or plaque is located, who it was in memory of, and what the funds were used for. And it's just all in one spot. So if you're wondering who donated the money for a particular item, you can look at this document and see what it is.
Well, that would be-
Get that document.
We'll put it on the website. We need to get that document.
I know, well, I gave a copy to Rita, and I'm going to give a copy to the other members of the Memorial Committee, and anybody who wants to look at it can, but I agree, it would be good to have it online.
Yes, I can put it on the website, so I'll get that from you or Rita, and we can put that right on the website. That'll be so interesting.
Oh, it's a wonderful reference document because there are so many memorials that have been given to the church and so many things have been purchased through memorials. It's just incredible.
Well, the benches that are outside the Cleveland doors, those are a memorial for John Nassia. So there's a
That's
plaque.
right, they are, yeah. And there's a little plate on the benches that say that, yeah.
Yes,
And the
memorials have
Right on.
been very instrumental in the life of our church. Very,
Yes.
very instrumental.
Mhm. And it's a great way to remember people who, are no longer with us.
Absolutely. And it all, whenever you attend a funeral, if you look, there's normally something listed whether it's us or another charity. And when you give something in those envelopes, that's the beginning process of all of this. And they take off and they become a part of the church. So that's what happens when you donate at a funeral.
That's right.
Do you ever get people donating stuff to people that haven't passed though? I don't know, in honor of
Yeah.
or something, or?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
I would say mostly for scholarships. You probably get money for scholarships, but probably not for other things necessarily.
Yeah,
But anybody can give to the church and say, I'm giving to, these funds for something. So I mean, that would not necessarily be a memorial, but it would still be a gift.
yes, that's true. Yes.
Right.
Well, do you have any other questions for me?
I think you've been very thorough.
Yes,
Oh,
I
well,
think, yes.
I have enjoyed being able to talk about the Memorial Committee, and I hope this educated people and give them something to think about contributing
Yes, people
or
were
if someone has an idea for a project, let us know.
How often
Right,
do you
because-
meet?
Well, we usually meet like every 2 months. Or whenever we need to. It's kind of we don't have a set schedule. And usually we meet, like most of our requests for memorial funds come from one of the committees, like the trustees or the session. And so they'll ask us for funds for a particular item. And then we either meet or we do it by email. I tell the committee what requests we've received, and then we discuss it and vote on it. And then we give Margot permission to release the funds.
I'm looking for a comment from Don Jones and a plaque in remembrance of Mom, the butterfly lady. I don't know if he means there is one for Phyllis Jones or not, but she was definitely the butterfly lady.
I think there is, and I think her plate has a butterfly on it. I think I've seen that before. Yeah.
All right.
Be cool. She always
Fantastic.
came to church. She had a butterfly pin on her shoulder. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I'll look in my reference document to make sure. But I
All
do
right.
think I've seen that plate.
And we will get ready to put that on the website, because I think you've probably piqued people's interest. So we will put that on there and we'll talk about it. And I believe in educating people, and I think this has been a great session talking about the Memorial Committee. We've heard that over and over and over, but I don't know how many people actually know how it works.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
We had a request to have the Memorial Committee be a guest. So if people have another request, we'll try to get whoever that is to come on our show here and talk to us. But yeah, Linda, it's been great finding out more stuff and how involved. I mean, I know you're involved. You've been involved in a lot of stuff, but you're involved in a lot of stuff behind the scenes. People don't know everything that you do. Well, you and Paul both, for that matter. Yeah, just like little church mice.
Yeah, well, I prefer to kind of work under the radar.
Yeah.
And, but I like being active in the church, and I love my church family. You're all just great people.
Thank you for chairing this committee, and thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to do anything with you, and thank you so much for being here today.
You are so welcome.
Good time
Thank
up
you
in
for inviting
Campo
me.
this weekend.
Yes, yeah, Deanna, Suzanne's daughter, and Deanna and I are taking a road trip this weekend. We're leaving this afternoon to go up to Camp Wakanda, get some work done. We're gonna have a good time.
Great. And the work camps are so important this time of the year, because once those gates are open and you're there with kids, you're just racing through each and every day. There's no time to be fixing things at that point. So thank you to everyone who goes to camp and helps get the camp open.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy camp season.
It will be.
Robin Allen said, thank you, ladies. Great show. Thank you, Robin. We love you. All right, Sue, do we have a special scripture for Linda?
We do. Well, it's a tradition at our church. I don't know if others do it, but I know ours does. When you join the church, you're assigned a particular scripture. And I believe this one is yours, is it not, Linda? The Matthew 5:16. And that says, in the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven.
Oh, thank you
So
for
some-
reminding me of that.
Yes,
Thank you.
and you can see how that really fit you so well. So
Yep.
thank you to everyone who's been watching. Throw up some hearts in the chat. If you have an idea for another guest so we can learn more about the church and its committees and people, or someone from the community, just let us know. We love interviewing anyone. We are always up for the
Everyone.
challenge. Yes. So we will see you next Friday for the good news live at 9 a.m. You can follow up by watching our shows on YouTube, on our church's YouTube channel, anytime you'd like. And Sue, remember what?
God loves you. And so do we.
So do we. Have a great day, everyone. Make the best of it. Don't let the rain bring you down.
That's right.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Linda.
You're welcome.